Greetings, my fellow Fright Fiends. It's your buddy Boogeyman Ben here for a new episode of Boogeyman Ben's Horror Zone, and today's video is going to be talking about a brand new cartoon movie that just came out. But before I talk about that, I want to give a little bit of history here. So growing up, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You was one of the most important cartoons to me. I absolutely loved it. I have most of the original cartoon series on DVD. This came out a while ago. You can get this really cheap now, but this is seasons 1 and 2 of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Absolutely loved it. I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that they were hunting monsters, and I was already, even as a young kid, really big into monsters and ghosts and things like that. And even though they always turned out to be someone in a costume or a mask, it was still fun to watch, and I loved all the creepy settings, and just Scooby and Shaggy were just awesome. And I loved everything about this cartoon. And in the 80s, they started doing different Scooby-Doo cartoons. They had the new Scooby-Doo Mysteries, and in 1985, they did the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. Now, what was different about this cartoon was that in this one, the monsters were real. It didn't feature Fred or Velma. It featured Scooby, Shaggy, Scrappy-Doo, Daphne, character named Flim Flam, and also Vincent Van Gogh, who was played by the late great Vincent Price. Now, this was kind of my introduction into Vincent Price. I was a little too young to know who he was at that time. I think the other thing I knew about him was that he had done the voice in Michael Jackson's Thriller. Vincent Van Gogh is a mystic. The show starts in the Himalayas, and Scooby and Shaggy are tricked by two ghosts, Bogle and Weird, to open the chest of demons, and they let loose the 13 ghosts. The rest of the series was them catching the ghosts that they had let out. And I loved this cartoon, and I had such a fun time watching it. I was so happy when they finally released it on DVD. I'm going to say probably 10 years ago. This was the first time that Scooby-Doo had encountered real monsters, and I just thought it was really cool, and I loved all the different monsters. They just did a lot of cool things in this series, and it's just a lot of fun. I still enjoy watching it. So I was really shocked. I think I found out late last year that there was, and this was something I always thought about when I watched the cartoon series, because there was 13 episodes, but they only caught 12 ghosts, so they never caught the 13th ghost. So when I found out last year that Scooby-Doo and the Curse of the 13th Ghost was going to be coming out and was going to tie into the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, I was so excited because I really wanted to see what they would do picking this up. Now again, this is over 30 years ago that this show ended, so I knew it wasn't going to be 100% like the old Scooby-Doo, but I was anxious to see, like, you know, how this would tie into that series that I held so near and dear to my heart. Pretty much what this story deals with is it picks up where the gang is forced into early retirement from mystery solving because of an incident that happens. Later, they are contacted by Vincent Van Gogh. They find the crystal ball, he contacts them, and he says that they have to get the 13th ghost, which they have never caught in all these years. So that's where the venture kind of takes them on. It takes them back to the Himalayas where the 13 ghosts originally started. There's some really great things in this cartoon that I really liked. One is it sort of gives a backstory, showcases many of the 13 ghosts, just sort of showing little flashes of what happened in the early series. I can't remember the guy's name, I'll put it down below, but the new actor that is filling in for the late great Vincent Price is Vincent Van Gogh. I thought he did a great job. I like that there was a little bit more history on Vincent Van Gogh and his connection to the Chest of Demons. There was some really cool stuff there. I will say that the story didn't play out as I wanted it to, but again, this is coming from a 44-year-old man who watched the original 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo when he was 11. So I didn't expect it to cater to me. This is catering to a new generation of Scooby-Doo fans. But my whole thing is that if you're going to tie something into a series where people like me remember it and say, oh yeah, they didn't catch the 13th ghost, it would have been kind of nice if they would have done it a little bit differently. The thing that irritated me throughout the cartoon, and like I said, this is getting a little petty, but I'm going to just say it, was Velma. Velma irritated me because she's always the skeptic. She's always saying the ghosts aren't real, it was something that was going on, blah, blah, blah. And that is constant throughout this cartoon. I almost felt like Fred and Velma should have just been left in the sidelines for this one, because they were not in the 13 ghosts. And it's sort of just, they stuck out, and it was like there was so much time was dedicated to Velma not believing in what was going on and always coming up with a rationale of why this couldn't be happening the way that they remembered and things like that. And it just got to the point where it was irritating, because it did happen. And for people that grew up watching the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, those ghosts were real, they caught them, and that's why that was one thing that just sort of irritated me a little bit. Also, the ending, I really wasn't expecting the way they went with it. It was okay. So yeah, so that was the only thing that was a little bit of downer of this, but I do still think it ties into the universe of 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo really well. I wish it could have been executed a little bit differently. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. If you're a fan of the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, I would definitely recommend checking it out. People that are my age, that grew up with it, might not be happy with the ending. Like I said, it wasn't perfect. I do want to watch it again. I thought it was also kind of weird that Weird and Bogle weren't in it. I mean, they were a huge part of the original 13 Ghosts. So, like that being said, it was still a lot of fun. Yeah, just the ending was a little bit disappointing. Some of the story execution could have been better, but again, it's a cartoon, it's for fun, and I'm just bringing my baggage of growing up with that original series. So yeah, if I had to rate Scooby-Doo and the Curse of the 13th Ghost, I would give it 3.5 skulls. So yeah, just something a little bit different. I usually don't review cartoons, but this one meant a lot to me because it was, like I said, tied to a series that I absolutely adore, 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo and the Curse of the 13th Ghost. So if anybody has seen either of these, let me know down in the comments section below. Let me know what you guys think. And again, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate everybody supporting me. I'm really trying to get back on track with my videos. I got a lot of cool stuff coming up in March. Probably going to be at least 2 to 3 videos a week. I'll try to do 3, but 2 for sure. I have a lot that I need to get through in the next 4 weeks here, but thanks so much everyone for watching. And also remember my partnership with House of Mysterious Secrets. Again, using the code HZone, you can get 10% off. It's a one-time use, but you get 10% off your order with House of Mysterious Secrets. I've been ordering stuff from them for almost 10 years. A lot of stuff in this room is from House of Mysterious Secrets. Kevin is a fantastic guy. He runs that website, and can't say enough great things about him, and he has an amazing assortment of all kinds of horror collectibles and goodies. Check it out, link down below. Make sure you go and support Kevin, and thank you for supporting me, and I hope you guys will stay tuned for some great stuff that'll coming up real soon. Take it easy, stay scared as always. Peace. I have a Patreon page if everybody wants to help support me. The link is down below, and if you do help support me, Dracula here will get more treats, and Dracula really loves his treats. So any support that you can give me would be very, very much appreciated. Right, Drac?